Welcome to the Revue. I'm Kevin. The lovely Steve is behind the cameras as always. He's feigning over there. And today we're sitting with Ana Miura, local legend and...
Oh, no.
Come on, I'm trying to suck up a little bit. But you are one of those people, you're obviously a singer-songwriter, and we're going to be talking about your music and a quick shot of her last CD right there. But you're also very involved in a lot of different things within the musical realm. So you're not just a musician, you're very active in the community and all sorts of stuff. So I keep thinking of you as kind of one of those glue kind of people. You kind of put it all together, keep it all together.
Thanks.
So I want to start though with your musical history.
Sure.
I know this record that came out a few years ago was your third release. There was 2 EPs, right? And then this is more of a full length. Tell me though about when you started writing songs and singing songs, because I get a sense it's been a long time.
It has been a long time. I was probably a teenager, and I think like a lot of young female teenagers, you're writing a journal and you're putting all these crazy feelings out into your personal world, your private world that is a book of pages. And I think I got to a point where I started to want to put the words together with music. I had been playing classical piano for a long time, and then I had quit that because I was like, I got better things to do than practice scales.
Screw this.
Forget that. And then I missed it so much. I was like, I gotta do something. Right. So my mom had a guitar, and she never really played it, even though she played piano and guitar growing up, and she actually is the one with the voice of the family, I would say. And then I was like, okay, well, maybe I'll teach myself how to play guitar. So I taught myself how to play guitar, and then I sort of put that guitar stuff with the words, and I just sort of started writing songs. Like it was like one song in a year, and then it was another song.
Yes.
And then, I was just like, yep, got that feeling out, and it just sort of grew from there.
Okay. Yeah. So did you have, as part of that teenage realm, was there anything, that angsty kind of stuff? Were you like an angry teen? Were you just kind of what kind of teenager were you when you started doing this stuff?
I was really quiet. I was very quiet.
Yeah.
No, I was quiet and shy.
Oh, really?
So pretty much most of my life I was really quiet and really shy, and then I was probably about 17 or 18 and I kind of came out of a shell. Right. My dad always says it's very rare that someone who's so shy growing up, it becomes extroverted. Right. So part of me is still shy in certain ways, but for the most part, like I kind of put it all out there. I don't know though. I suppose it was a way of expressing myself that you don't get in any other way except through music or through art, I should say, artistic expression. Right. So I think at the time it was more just like, oh my gosh, I'm going to write a song about a boy I like, or like, I'm lonely.
Oh, Billy.
Please talk to me, acknowledge my existence. I always find, and still, like, I write about relationships is really my main bag, and I think it comes from that, and liking the connections between people and knowing that, and maybe it all relates to the psychology degree I have, and that I love people. So,
well, I mean, if you started off kind of introverted and you become more extrovert, is that product of being a performer? Do you think that influenced it, or is it just from some other place?
I think that's definitely part of it. I mean, if you were to meet somebody who I knew in like elementary school or high school, and who didn't know me after high school, and encountered me after that, they'd say, "You were like a performer, like you?" I'm like, "Yeah, like you're so shy.
Didn't know you had a voice, right?
You talk, and you're very bookish and nerdy, and so I'm certainly part of it is just." Is that you have that performative moment, and being on stage is you have to have a sort of an extroverted moment. Yeah. But I mean, also just to get really personal is about let's go there. It was really about like realizing that I couldn't be so shy, or else I wouldn't have any friends. Like you got to talk to people.
It gets pretty lonely,
to make friends. So those are probably the two things that pulled me out of that. And I don't have shy parents, or shy brother.
But your music though is pretty laid back. It's very mellow.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not like out there screaming kind of music.
Yeah.
What kind of led you into the folk as opposed to some other genre or style?
Yeah, I guess I mean, it's so funny because I grew up listening to all different kinds of music, really. But I mean, my dad's from Argentina, so he was listening to like Argentine tango and like Argentine guitarists.
Yeah.
So kind of folklore. And then my mom is American, and so she loves like big band music and Elton John and little Harry Belafonte in there.
Nice.
So it was like a very bizarre mix of music, and I didn't really, I didn't have this like acute musical taste. It just sort of kind of came together like, oh, well, I learned how to play on a classical guitar, and I didn't have any picks, so I learned to finger pick. I taught myself how to finger pick. And I guess I'm sort of more of a relaxed, a softer person than like in your face, I'm going to kick you in the face with my music. I mean, it's fun. I've been in rock bands and stuff, and it's great fun. Yeah. But I think my natural place I like to be is somewhere more peaceful.
Yeah. Well, I know this record in particular, and I'm going to hold it up again. You can buy it on her website, anamiura.com.
Yes.
Not .ca.com.
Correct.
It's a very accomplished record.
Oh, thank you.
The songs are beautiful, and the instrumentation is really great. How'd you pick the songs for the record? Did you only have 10, or how many did you kind of write when you were preparing?
Yeah, I mean, I had more than 10, but for me, that record was really about the producer, which is Ross Murray, who also was the engineer.
Right.
I went to him and I said, this is my idea to obviously make this full-length record, but I want it to be organic and natural. And we had this really interesting talk about how I wanted the listener to feel. And it was like, I want to feel open sky, not the ground, or I want to feel like it's sort of talking abstract as well as in concrete terms. So we talk about instrumentation and stuff, but I just kind of said, go for it. Like, whatever you think. I trust your judgment, because I knew he did. He's made some really great records in the past, and I'd worked with him before on a different project, songs of William Hawkins, that we did a tribute album.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, this guy knows what he's doing. And it was an awesome process. It was just so great. And I mean, he's picking some of the best players in Ottawa, like, Fred Guignon, Stu Watkins, and Ross is actually an excellent drummer as well. Yeah. And we had, Al Bragg on pedal steel, who was like a super talent in this city and has been around for a long time. Yeah. So it just... the magic of the producer just made it such an amazing experience for me. And I always say, with this record, like, if that was the last record I ever made, I would be happy. Yeah. Because I just really think that everybody's efforts that was put into it and the spirit of it was the right thing, and it felt good.
It has been a few years.
Yes.
Since it came out, and I know it's not like you haven't been busy or anything, and we'll get to that stuff in a minute. But what is kind of coming musically with you these days?
Sure, just writing some more. Yeah. Doing a little bit of co-writing, which I've not really done before. Yeah. I've done little bits and pieces, but nothing really purposeful. So I've been trying to write new songs, and it's funny because I think your relationship with art, I think, changes. So like for me with music, it's dynamic. Yeah. Like, it's not just like music is everything. It's just like sometimes it's like I love you music. Sometimes I'm just like, oh, I don't like you. Sometimes you break up with music. Like it's really dynamic, and it changes. So right now I'm just in this like peaceful time with music where it's just like I love to play. I love to sing. I love creating songs and writing. Yeah. But it's in a different urgency than it was before. Okay. Like, it felt, I don't know if it's more mature, or, maybe, I don't know. Am I more mature?
We'll say it is.
Well, let's hope so.
Let's hope so. More mature, definitely.
So, it's sort of a softer pace to the whole process. Yeah. So there's not as much as an urgency. It's like, well, I have to write 10 songs right now. It's just like, well, maybe I'll write one song. Maybe I'll write half a song that's decent, and then pick it up a little bit later. So, because my life is filled with a lot of amazing things, and I'm really blessed and grateful. So, one of them being music.
Cool. Can you play one for us?
Sure.
What would you like to play? Something new or something old?
Ironic. The new song is called Something New. So why don't I play that for you?
Sounds good.
Awesome.
Something new.
Lost in compromise, not willing to take on either side. When I felt but you are a